Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Right now at noon, Detroit officially open for people who are looking to get into the marijuana business. Today, the city opened applications for anyone who wants to open a dispensary or other pot-related business. The city wants to get Detroiters the first shot at these licenses. Megan Woods is live outside of a dispensary in Detroit. And Megan, it's 420, a fitting day for this to happen.
Yes, very fitting. So today is a day where people everywhere are celebrating the legalization of marijuana. It's the industry's Black Friday, but today dispensaries like The Reef on the city's east side and many others across the city are excited because that adult use marijuana ordinance in Detroit will finally go into effect today. And what that means is there are now an open application process for those licenses. Earlier this month, the Detroit City Council approved the ordinance with an 8-to-1 vote. If a dispensary like The Reef gets one of those licenses, it can legally sell to anyone 21 and older with a valid ID. Right now, dispensaries can only sell to their medical marijuana patients, the dispensaries within the city of Detroit, and the ordinance also allows the city to reserve half of the licenses for social equity applicants and consider factors like drug convictions and communities that were severely impacted by drug policies. The Reef says they thought this day would never come because of all of the delays.
It's a huge stress reliever that we've gotten to this point, and being able to submit the application is a huge opportunity for us and everybody else within the city of Detroit, and we're going to see sales skyrocket.
They tell us they're planning to apply today, and tonight at 5 hear from the city about how this application process works and how they're doing with all these applications rolling in. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Megan, thanks for that report. In other news, a man is found dead in a house fire on Detroit's west side. This happened this morning. The fire chief tells us he's a man in his late 60s or early 70s. Family was in the home on Marlowe near Lodge and McNichols when the fire started, probably around 8. We're told arson investigators are on the scene right now, but we don't have information on a possible cause as yet. We are warming up on this Wednesday, but don't expect too much sun throughout the afternoon. Let's get over to B-Dog to help you plan the rest of your day. You've been saying since 8 hours ago that it was going to cloud over by 2 o'clock.
And, you know, we're still tracking that potential. It's sort of milky sunshine with wispy high clouds coming up from the south, but our numbers now warmer than anything we saw all day yesterday. 48 at Metro, 46 Howell. We have 45 up in Port Huron, 43 Harrow, Ontario. Through the day, we are only in the low 50s due to the increase in clouds ahead of a rainmaker, but it's a dry Wednesday, showers later. As we look close up here, can't see a whole lot of anything but some of those wispy clouds coming. But farther south and west, there are those clouds that do thicken up. Now it's a battle between that rain and some dry air. So the dry air winds through the evening near midnight and beyond. That rain will start coming in and coming down into your Thursday. We'll track it, talk about it coming up.
The FBI in Detroit is warning about an increase in sextortion cases of boys. The FBI says it is receiving more reports about adults posing as girls, getting teens as young as 13 to send sexual images and videos through social media. After those videos are then sent, the person threatens to expose the victim unless they pay up. The FBI is reminding children and parents to be careful of what they post online and any accounts that are open to everyone. They want anyone who may be a sextortion victim to contact them immediately. We will get our only coronavirus case update of the week from the state today. Last week, cases were up just a bit here in Michigan. Also today, a CDC advisory panel will meet to talk about vaccines and boosters. The panel will talk about developing a framework for future doses. Fourth doses of the Pfizer and Moderna shots are already available for older Americans. But the FDA is looking into the current practice of boosting every several months with a more sustainable strategy. The Department of Justice is waiting on a decision by the CDC on the public transportation mask mandate. Now, the DOJ says it will appeal the ruling that lifted the mask requirement only if the CDC says the order is still required for public health. In the meantime, passengers can continue to travel maskless. A federal judge in Florida the other day struck down the requirement, saying it was unlawful. Now to the war in Ukraine. Russian troops are flooding eastern Ukraine, the beginning of a new offensive. More than 5 million people have left Ukraine since the invasion began in February. Think about that. 5 million people in 2 months. 13 million people are believed to be trapped in war-torn areas of that country. The U.S. is preparing to send more weapons and ammunition to help Ukrainian forces defend themselves. As Bree Jackson reports, a new military aid package for Ukraine is expected soon.
Administration officials say the new military aid package would be similar to the $800 million package announced last week. It would also be critical to Ukraine's fight in the Donbass region. From the ground and by air, Russian soldiers are flooding into eastern Ukraine, setting up for a full-scale assault.
Another stage of this operation is beginning.
In response to Russia's new wave of attacks, President Biden is pledging even more military aid for Ukraine.
Will you be sending more artillery to Ukraine?
Yes. The Pentagon says it's working to get a sense of what to include in a new package, but says it would cater toward defending the Donbass region.
They're going to be tailored based on the Ukrainians' needs in the moment and what they most require.
As shelling increases, the UN Secretary General is calling for a 4-day ceasefire this week to allow civilian evacuations and for humanitarian aid to reach hard-hit areas like Mariupol.
The intense concentration of forces and firepower makes this battle inevitably more violent, bloody, and destructive.
U.S. officials warn this new phase of attacks may only be a prelude for a larger offensive Putin has planned.
He's made it clear as day, and no words are going to stop his tanks at this moment.
The U.S. vows to send weapons to meet Ukraine's immediate and long-term needs as the country braces for what's next. U.S. officials say they are also working to convince allies to send more artillery and more ammo to Ukraine. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson for NBC News.
New at noon, the U.S. Secret Service shot and killed an intruder in Washington at the home of the Peruvian ambassador to the U.S. The ambassador and his family, they were home at the time.
Those family members, while they're inside, hear the smashing of several windows. There are multiple windows that are smashed out at the residence. As they're hearing the smashing of the windows, they make notification to the Uniform Division Secret Service Police Department.
Secret Service officers found the man in the back of the home. He had a metal stake with him, of all things. Officers tried using a taser to detain him, but they say it didn't appear to have any effect. So they shot the man, and he was pronounced dead on scene. His identity has not been released, nor do they know a motive. Netflix is losing subscribers for the first time ever, and it thinks people who share passwords are a huge part of the problem. Possible crackdown ahead, and details on a cheaper subscription option from Netflix coming up. But first, the happiest place on earth is at the center of a big fight in Florida, the issue that's pitting that state's governor against Disney and how it could change the theme park going forward.